There are quite a few apartments that I literally never play with in San Myshuno. I'm kind of picky about the apartments that I use, and a lot of them are just kind of weird. The front doors are ugly, the walls are too tall, they sometimes have weird shapes, or the windows are in weird places. And in this case, some of them are just way too big. I do not like building in these two apartments, and I can probably count on one hand the number of times that I've tried, but I'm gonna be really brave today, and I'm gonna try and decorate one of these Alto apartments. We just got another new kit called the Refined Living Room Kit, and I feel like it kind of works well for a fancy penthouse style apartment. So here's the apartment that we're gonna try and refurnish today. You can already see my main issue with it. It's so big that it's really dark in a lot of the spaces. Obviously because EA has not put enough lights when they built it. But like in this section, it's so wide and the windows are so far away that it makes the kitchen really dark. And that's unavoidable. And in these apartments, sometimes you kind of get stuck with a lot of rooms that just have no windows. So we're gonna try and focus bathrooms along this back wall where we can. But let me tell you, it was a struggle to decorate this apartment. In case you missed it, I did make an entire video that I'll link down below where I went through all of the items in this kit, but here's kind of an overview of what we're working with. I am not gonna limit packs today, we're just gonna go all out, but I would like to use everything in this pack and just also maybe pair it with like 24 other packs. I'm warning you in advance, this is a bad one. This is a really pack heavy build. But with that being said, let's go ahead and dive straight into the speed build and I'll show you what I made. Step one was just to go through and delete everything, and I know I can bulldoze these lots. I was just kind of worried about breaking the windows, so I went through and did it by hand, which is fine. It kind of looks cute in the video. So I went through, got rid of all of the items. I put some lights back in and then painted everything the same color, so we kind of had a blank slate. And then I tried to figure out the floor plan. And I did warn you that it was a struggle for me to think about this floor plan just because of how much space there was to fill up. So in the end, I managed to fit in 3 bedrooms, plus we have an office and a gym in this apartment. And then there's a bunch of bathrooms. I've got a laundry room. I also tried to sync the living room to give it a little bit more separation. The first thing I thought of when I saw the kit was, oh my God, sunken living room. So I was really stuck on the idea of wanting to have a sunken living room. And I did make sure that we got that here. The kitchen ends up being in kind of the same place as the original apartment. It's just a little bit bigger and kind of cuter in our version. And what you're seeing right now is like a very early work in progress version of the layout. It kind of evolved throughout the build because initially I was gonna have 2 bedrooms on this side. I was gonna have the primary bedroom plus an extra bedroom. And I wanted to have a walk-in closet and an ensuite bathroom for the primary bedroom because I thought it made sense for an apartment this big. And I was also thinking about how a closet probably is a good use of the dark spaces. But I ended up swapping it out and putting 3 bedrooms over there on that side because you can see how big they are. Like we could easily fit a 3rd bedroom. And then on the other half of the house where that really weird long skinny room is, that ends up becoming a gym and an office. These rooms are also way too big and really weirdly shaped, so I tried to put a sauna in to split it up a little bit. The sauna was a good call though because it's massive and it can go in a windowless room, so it helps to take up space. I don't really ever use saunas in my actual gameplay. It's rare that I even bother with them, but it was kind of fun to try and fit one in here. And you can also see that right now by the front door, I've got like a double front door situation going on. That is short-lived. I liked the idea originally because I was trying to match the windows a bit better because the windows in this apartment and the front door are like completely different styles. I always have that issue with all of the front doors in every apartment. Like the doors are too short, they're kind of ugly, they're like weird and small and brown despite all the white windows everywhere. I don't understand why they did this. And you can change the windows now, but you can't change the doors still. So we're really just stuck with it. That's why I tried that weird double layered entrance thingy, but I ended up getting rid of it and just keeping the default front door because I put a lot of wood in this apartment. There's a lot of wood accents. One of the things in this pack is this really beautiful wooden accent wall. So because I had so much wood, I felt like the wooden door was okay. And right now, none of this furniture is gonna stay, okay? This is what I like to call the filler furniture stage. I'm just trying to figure out a layout. So if you hate the color scheme, don't even worry about it. I know a lot of people in my Twitch chat were like, I don't know about this. I don't like the color of the kitchen cabinets. And I was like, guys, don't even worry. I'm not gonna use those cabinets at all. It's fine. It just helps me when I'm trying to figure out a floor plan to put some furniture down because then I can visualize the scale of the space a bit better. It might seem kind of counterintuitive to like place furniture and then delete it, but I just kind of put a random thing down and figure out if it fits. And then I'll come back later and change the swatches, change the shape, change the specific dining table, you know, whatever it might be. It's just hard for me to think about the floor plan without doing this because I can't really see how big it is, you know? So I don't want to waste time decorating if it's not going to end up fitting how I want it to, because now is when I can change stuff. But this is kind of what the layout ends up being ultimately. We've got a little bar in the dining room. There's a big dining table. We have that sunken living room with a piano in there, and then I have the kitchen in the back. I tried a lot of things with the rug from this kit because I really wanted to use the new rug, but I couldn't get it to fit how I wanted it to, and it's not the rug's fault. I think the rug is actually the perfect size for my average builds, but this apartment is kind of weird because it's so big. I wanted to try sizing up the rug, but it was too big sized up, and it was too small when it wasn't sized up. So I had a really hard time trying to fit it. There was a lot of back and forth about rugs in this place, and now that I'm putting in flooring, I feel like this is where the place really kind of becomes what the actual color scheme will be like. It's gonna be a lot of dark wood, sort of a creamy color and brick, and also a deep jewel toned green. And I did that throughout the entire apartment, in all of the rooms, all the bedrooms, all the bathrooms. I really went in on this color scheme. In the beginning here, I was thinking about trying to put a marble floor in that living room because I liked the idea of there being something different in the sunken space. I didn't like it in the end. I really tried. I tried so hard. I just felt like it looked really strange. So I deleted that and just put it back with regular wood floor. You're also gonna see a bunch of empty pillars and like empty columns in rooms, like those little 1x1 tiles plus the triangle on one of the sides. I actually filled those up with platforms and then put that flooring that matches the top of the other apartments in there, because that way it kind of looks like a void and not just like a weird empty one tile space that I left. Oh god, and please ignore this dining room situation. For a while there, I was thinking about trying to have a double wide table. I thought it would be kind of interesting to help with how big the rug was when it was sized up to make the table twice as wide. And then I was trying out those horrible City Living chairs. There is a reason I don't use those chairs, and it's because I don't like them, so I never ever pick them up. But sometimes with apartments like this, or just with builds in general, I'll intentionally make an effort to use stuff that I never go for. You'll see later on in the video that I used a horrible leopard print rug, but I was trying to use those chairs that I don't like, and it just wasn't working, so I got rid of them. It was a brief attempt. I ended up swapping it out for some from Life and Death because they had that nice green color that I wanted to use, and they've got gold accents which match everything else. And then to solve my annoying rug problem, I just put two of the rug next to each other, and I think it looks fine like that. Here I was worrying about it for half of the video, trying to figure out how I was gonna fit a rug in this space because it wasn't the right size. I put two of them together. You can barely even see the line in between them. Sometimes it's hard to put the rugs piled together like that because you can see where the edge piece is, but with this one, I don't think it's very easy to tell, especially with that pattern that it has right now. You can't even tell that it's two rugs. So that was perfect. It fit really well like that. I also used a cool kitchen dining table that I never ever use in here. And I put the bookshelf from the new Refined Living Room kit behind the bar because it kind of worked like a bar back, and it also just looks cool. I'm gonna use that bookshelf a lot in the future, I think. I can already tell it's gonna be one of my favorite bookshelves. It's just really nice and simple, but it's also big and not too expensive, so it's really easy to use. You're also gonna see that I used a lot of Don Lothario's kit in this apartment. I wasn't expecting to, but I felt like it really fit with this sort of fancy apartment penthouse style. So I have Don Lothario's huge TV and bookshelves over there. I put Don's record player, and I also have his bar in here. The shelving that came in Don's kit fits all of the clutter items from the new Refined Living Room kit pretty well too, because Pierre Sim's kit has like some interesting little sculptural pieces. There's a nice plant, and they're all the exact correct size to fit in those shelving units. I think that's just a happy accident. Like, Pierre Sim was working on this on his own. He wouldn't have known what they were making outside of it, but it really worked out well for them to come out kind of close together. I think they pair pretty well together. I will say I like this kit, the Refined Living Room kit, a lot more than I like Don's kit. This kit is interesting because it's got sort of a combo of like old style furniture, like kind of a vintage look, and also a more modern look. So it's got like a vintage style credenza end table, it's got that bust statue, but it also has some really modern couches and this beautiful sleek modern bookshelf. And I like that because I think that's more like my personal style in real life, and I think that's what most people have in real life too, is kind of a mix. Like, most people's actual homes aren't only super clean, ultra modern furniture. Usually you have kind of a mix of like contemporary things and older things and, you know, grandma's old table. So this style of kit is helpful for trying to recreate real spaces. Also, the couch set is unmatched. I am obsessed with both the couch set from this kit and the last CC kit, the Cozy Kitsch kit. This is like a perfect example of why it's so nice for them to collaborate and work with creators, because creators know that we need a full couch set. I hate when the Sims team gives us a new couch, but they just give you one size of the couch. Because when I'm getting a new couch, I want the 3-tile one, the 2-tile love seat, and the single-tile armchair. I need a full set for a couch to be useful for me. I don't like to have just the one piece because sometimes I want to use 2 of them. Sometimes I want it in a different size. Having all 3 is so much more versatile, and the CC creators, they give you all 3. They know that's what we need, and so they come through with it. So it's gonna make that couch be one of my most used couches. This is so simple too because it's kind of plain. It'll work really nicely in a lot of different spaces, I think, and it might replace that horrible base game couch that I always use. You know, the base game, like cheapest one that looks kind of plastic? I use that in like every house because it's just a nice, simple, plain couch. This is a nice, simple, plain couch. Slightly more upscale, comes in a lot of neutral colors, and it's also not that expensive. I think it's like 600 simoleons, so it's definitely more pricey than the cheapest couch, but it's not the most expensive couch. Okay, so in the kitchen, I used Home Chef Hustle counters. I know, I always use the Home Chef Hustle counters. If I could recommend you one stuff pack, honestly, it would be Home Chef Hustle. I think it is the best stuff pack. I kind of hesitated to say that for a long time because I didn't want to like outright come and replace paranormal stuff. You kind of need to have the pack be out for a little bit for it to solidify its place in your favorites list, but Home Chef Hustle is just the best stuff pack. And it does kind of come down to your personal preference and like how you play the game, but I think Home Chef Hustle ties in so nicely to every single save I use because every single one of my Sims cooks food. Every house I build has a kitchen. Everybody needs to cook at least something at some point. It is fundamental for survival, and I just don't use the gameplay of paranormal stuff enough to justify it being my favorite stuff pack. It's cool that it has a whole new active career and a new lot type. It's nice furniture, it's nice cast stuff, but Home Chef Hustle is just more everyday usable, and I put that kitchen in almost every build. Like, I use that kitchen at least once a week. Granted, I build things like 5 times a week, but I really like the Home Chef Hustle kitchen, and it's got some cool appliances too. Like, it's got the stand mixer. It also has a waffle maker and a pizza oven, but the stand mixer I use more often. But I put that kitchen set in the back corner. I got some of the really cool pendant lights from the Cozy Kitsch kit, and then we have a bit of a mix of tile from Growing Together and some brick back there, and it looks really dark and really cool. This whole house is very dark, but not in a bad way. It's dark in kind of a cool and trendy way. I also used the Cozy Kitsch kit here by the entry, and I put some of the new paintings from the living room kit. I know, there's so many pack names to keep track of. Refined Living Room is the new one. So those paintings that I'm using are from this new pack, and I really liked that big long table for the entrance. I thought it looked kind of cool. I also put some stuff on the table, like a couple of the decor items from the new pack. I've got like a phone and keys set over there. And then that little door off to the side of the entrance on the brick wall becomes like the utility room, laundry room space. On the other side of it, in that green box, that's one of the bathrooms. You can also see on this wall, I put Don Lothario's record player, and then I used a really fancy, funky shaped mirror from the Pastel Pop kit. When I went back through this, doing the tour after I finished building it, I was like, wow, I used so many packs and for no reason. Like, there's so many packs in here that I used just one item from. Pastel Pop, I have just the one mirror. I even used Bust the Dust and just put a vacuum. Why did I do that? Like, what was I thinking? But basically, if you download the apartment, it looks kind of scary with the pack list, but it's actually not as bad as it seems because it doesn't actually have too many items from those packs. So if you're missing them, it's not the end of the world. Although I will say that downloading this apartment, it would be nice to have it downloaded, but it's not gonna look the same if you get it off the gallery. I'll show you when we do the tour at the end, but when you upload apartments to the gallery, you have to upload them as a room. You can't upload the lot. So I had to cheat it to make everything one room. So for example, the sunken living room, I had to raise up to put it on the gallery. So it looks really cool here for the video, but on the gallery, it looks a little bit different because otherwise you can't upload it. I guess I could have, and I could just upload it in like 5 different parts, but that is so unreasonable. So if you get it off the gallery, you can sync the living room yourself, and I'm sorry that you have to do that. I don't understand why after all this time, The Sims still hasn't had a solution for uploading apartments to the gallery. I feel like that should have been really high priority when the pack pack came out, and now it's been like 9 years and they still haven't fixed it. City Living came out in November of 2016 and they still have not solved this apartment problem. I do not get it, but I'll stop complaining because I say it in every single apartment video that I ever make, so I'll shut up. This next room that we're doing is the office space, and I had a really fun time lining the whole back wall with the bookshelves from this kit because they kind of tile nicely. It's nice because they have a lot of empty cubes, so you can put in your own decor and then it makes them look less repetitive doing it that way. The more that I think about it, the more I'm like, wow, this is like the perfect bookshelf. It's a really nice bookshelf. Okay, but also in this room, we have a desk in the middle. I used the rug from the new kit. I also put a fireplace and a frame TV. So the frame TV across from the desk is from the Modern Luxe kit. And I used that kit quite a bit in here too because I felt like the artwork matched pretty well. There's also a chess table inside of this office, and I used the Modern Luxe kit chairs at the chess table. I wasn't sure if I liked the glass desk in here, but I was trying to use it because it's been a while since I put that one. That glass desk is from Get to Work. I think it's one of the rewards, maybe from like the detective career. Oh no, wait, no. There's 2 glass desks in Get to Work. This is the one that's just in the pack. There is also a glass one that's a reward, but the glass one that's a reward is kind of rounded. Never mind, I just told a lie. I did actually use a couple things from my kit in here. I didn't think that my kit was gonna match this place very well, but in hindsight, I was able to use the little book, the open book, to put on the desk. I used the plant from my kit a couple of times. There's a teenager's bedroom that we're gonna decorate later, and I was able to put a couple of my things in there too. I tried to use my computer inside of this office, but I don't know if I like my computer in the middle of the room. I think that my computer looks better when it's up against a wall. That's maybe just me being picky. Like most of the computers in The Sims 4 and in real life, like my desk setup, if this was out just in the middle of my room, it would be a mess. The back of this, I've got like lights mounted, camera mounted, microphone mounted. Like this would be so ugly if it wasn't hidden against a wall. But some of the computers, like this City Living one, it looks really pretty from the back, so it kind of looks like it could belong in the middle. So that's why I use that one in here. And I guess it's probably better to use more stuff from City Living in this apartment because it is a City Living apartment. The next thing that we're doing is decorating the little tiny sauna space. And I didn't put too much in there. It just has a glass door, nothing too fancy. And the room around the sauna becomes the gym. So I use some of the Lovestruck gym equipment in here. Lovestruck has some really nice gym stuff. It's got a treadmill and some weights. And it also has a little weight clutter item. I used the mirror from Lovestruck, and I put a couple yoga mats inside of this room. We were kind of joking on my Twitch stream because I built this live first. We were trying to tell the story of what kind of sim might live here, and we came up with the most ridiculous storyline. Basically, the grandma who lives in the guest bedroom, she used to be, and I guess still is, a really famous, very wealthy actress, and her son owns this apartment. She lives here with him now, and he is a Nepo baby director. So he became a famous director because his mom was so successful. He's recently divorced because he kind of sucks. We were saying that maybe he's got a little crush on Diego Lobo, the sim who lives across the street, or I guess across the hall in the other apartment in this building. That's one of the San Myshuno townies. And then he also lives here with his daughter. He has a teenage daughter who's trying to become a singer, so she's also a Nepo baby, but like a 3rd gen Nepo baby. And then when I put the yoga mats, I was like, oh my god, the Nepo baby director does yoga with his mom. Like, isn't that cute? Anyway, this is his bedroom. This is the primary bedroom. I had a really hard time decorating this room. It's really big, obviously, as you can see, and it's also not my favorite color scheme. Like the mix of the browns and the greens, I don't know, I just don't usually use a lot of brown in my builds like this, especially not these darker brown colors. So I had kind of a hard time figuring out how I wanted to do it, but I found this Lovestruck bed that had the exact right colors. It has like the deep teal color, it's got the brown flowers, like it was perfect to match everything else. So I used the Lovestruck bed, and then, did I say Lovestruck? I meant Life and Death. It's a Life and Death bed, but I put a Lovestruck canopy above the bed. So it's kind of both, you'll see in a minute. We also have double doors into this room, and the doors that I use throughout the entire apartment are from Get Famous. I kind of forget about those. They're a little bit taller than the regular base game doors, which is good when the walls are this high. Plus they're really fancy because they've got the fancy wood and like a cool gold doorknob. Whenever I use this Lovestruck canopy, I get a lot of questions about why I have clipped it into the wall, but I promise this is the correct correct usage of this canopy. You can pull it out from the wall. It basically has like a back wall to it as well. And that's in case you want to put it in the middle of the room, but you can place it there in the wall like this without cheats. It places in the wall without move objects. It's kind of how it's supposed to look because it's like as if the back pieces were mounted to the wall. So I swear I didn't like break it. It's still functional. It works like this. It's totally fine. Across from the bed, I put a dresser and like a pretty mirror in here. I think I also used the bookshelf again, the famous bookshelf that I keep using in every single room ever. And then you can see behind this door, that's gonna be the primary bathroom. I've actually already furnished all the bathrooms and I cut that part out of the speed build because it was kind of long. So I'll give you a tour at the end and we'll walk through all of those things. And I feel like it wouldn't be a speed build if I did not at least mention the wedding because I have been yapping about this nonstop in every speed build for weeks. But the wedding is 1 week away now. It's next weekend. I am getting a little bit stressed. I feel like I say that in every single video, but it's like the closer it gets, the more little things there are to finish. And for example, I had a stress dream the other day about me forgetting to write my vows. And so in my dream, I started to walk down the aisle and I was like, oh my God, I didn't write anything. And now I have to go up there and speak and I have nothing prepared, which is true because I haven't written anything yet, but I haven't written it yet. I will this weekend. I just haven't done it yet. So it's like those things. I'm starting to feel really stressed about like the things that I have to perform, I guess. Specifically the vows and the first dance are really stressing me out. I am not interested in doing a first dance. And well, that's not true. I think I am. It just makes me feel embarrassed. So I'm a little bit shy about that. So that's like the priority this weekend is to practice the first dance. And this is so embarrassing, but I also feel like we need to practice what we're gonna do for the kiss. Because you need to have it be like enough for the picture, but also I'm so embarrassed about PDA. Like I can't. So I have to practice that too. This is just gonna be a ridiculous weekend. Those are the last minute wedding things that I'm worrying about, which I think is normal. Everything else is like ready and fine and done and stuff. It's just like the little things that are specifically about me and Dan. Cause stuff like the caterer's job, that's done. Like I can't worry about that anymore. I've already booked all of that. It's all sorted. The tables are organized. Like all of that is finished. But now it's like my stuff that I'm concerned about. Honestly, if you've got any advice, if you have had a wedding and you've got advice about these parts that I am feeling shy about, let me know because I would appreciate it. I've literally been Googling, like trying to find on Reddit advice about these things, but not that I don't trust those people, but I trust you all more. You're the same as me. Work-wise, I'm pretty much done with all of the pre-recording that I want to do. It's just like the videos that I can't record yet that I have left to finish. I've made videos so I can take a full week off, but there's things like the base game update next week. Obviously, I can't pre-record about that. This video, like I couldn't make this until today because I didn't have the kit yet, but now that we're through this part, I'm like ready. All the videos are done, so I'm feeling a lot better about that too. I'm feeling more in control of the situation now that we're closer and I've got more of the stuff finished. And speaking of more of the stuff being finished, the house is almost finished. I just decorated the teenager's bedroom. It's kind of got that like dark brown color scheme again, but I used a little bit of stuff from high school years in there and some music stuff. And then this room is the most unhinged, off the wall thing we've done in the entire apartment because I decided to use the leopard print rug. And this was a very controversial choice. A lot of my Twitch chat was like, what is wrong with you? Why are you doing this? And this is where the storyline about the eccentric grandma was born. This is another example of me intentionally trying to use something that I think is ugly. Like how I was trying to use those city living chairs that I don't like earlier. This is me also doing that, but I actually kept this part. I deleted the city living chairs. I did not delete the leopard print rug. I don't know if you also do this, but by the end of a build, I am much more likely to do something really ridiculous. Like the beginning is always very slow going because I'm being so picky and so precise about how I want it to be. But then I kind of get into my groove and it's a lot easier to come together. And then by the last room, I'm like, yeah, add a leopard print rug. Why not? Grandma also has the Love Struck trunk, the costume trunk in her room. She has like a fancy couch and a fireplace and some bookshelves and stuff. She's gonna have a good time in here. But that's pretty much everything. That is the full apartment complete. So what I'm gonna do next is go back into the game and I'm gonna give you a tour of the finished product because I did skip out on a couple of things in the video. So as a reminder, we're in San Myshuno in this Alto apartment, the one on the right. Here's kind of what it looks like from the map view. And here is a top-down overview of the fully finished apartment. This is the version that I uploaded to the gallery, so you can see what I mean about how I had to get rid of the sunken living room. If you wanted to put that back, I'm gonna just show you how I would do that really quickly. Basically, you would just draw the walls right here and then lower the platform by 2 tiles. Then you can delete the walls again. And I just had these dark stairs. You will probably have to put move objects on so that you can place the stairs in. It would also help to have the right color. Oh my God, what color did I have? That one? Yeah, okay. If you're having weird clipping issues, you can just replace the platform trim so it won't do that anymore. And that's what it's supposed to look like. I also had this part on a platform, this little tiny section inside of the office, but I don't think that matters as much. This is more important for the vibes of the apartment. So when your Sims actually come to visit the apartment, this is the front door that they'll walk in through. We have these bookshelves kind of as like a side table by the door so you can put your keys down. I put the bowl and the plant and the new books from the kit. We also have these beautiful new art pieces from the kit. And then through this door over here, this is like the utility room. So I have laundry, there's an extra sink, I put the vacuum for some reason. This was kind of just there to take up space, to be honest. And if you walk straight ahead, you're gonna see the dining room and the bar. You can kind of see, if you look really up close, you can see how the rug is piled together. This rug's a little bit different because the edges are not perfectly straight. So if you look really closely at it, especially if it's put two next to each other, you're gonna be able to tell, but just stay zoomed out and you won't notice. It's fine. I also have this pretty bar right here, and I use the bookshelf like a bar back and put some drinks in it. If you come over to the right, we have that record player I was talking about and the huge kitchen back here. I really like the color scheme of this kitchen. This wallpaper is a bit more blue than the other ones. I think most of them lean a little bit more green, but it's just what fit the most. So here's kind of an overview of all of those kitchen spaces. I tried to not put too much clutter in here because I wanted the whole house to look very clean. I didn't want it to look super lived in, I guess, because it's like a celebrity apartment, so they probably wouldn't have things out on the counters. Here is the sunken living room with that giant piano I was talking about. I am obsessed with how this looks. So you can see I have Don Lothario shelves, but most of the things in these shelves are from the new kit, the living room kit. So we have like this bust and these new sculptures. I did put a video game console, this bookshelf, and also this sculpture from the new kit as well. If you come further down this way, here is the first bathroom. I kind of made my own custom shower in here with the shower door from Lovestruck. We also have some sinks and a bathtub. And this is sort of the color scheme for all of the bathrooms in this apartment. Further down the hallway, if we come to the way back, we have Grandma's room. I'll start here because obviously it's the best one. This is kind of what her space looks like. We have the teenager's bedroom. I really like the combo of this bed with this rug. This is a high school years bed. I also used Bella Goth's vanity in here. She has a lot of desk setup stuff from my kit, and she also has a keyboard and a microphone in her room because she's wanting to be a singer. And then down this way is the primary bedroom that I was telling you about with, oh no, it's not like that on the gallery. I think that just broke when I put the platform in because it's supposed to be this blue color. Yeah, see, it also deleted my nightstands. Uh-oh, I should have put move objects on. It deleted a lot of stuff from this room. Here, I'll put it back. Here, I'll show you how to do it this way. If you bulldoze your apartment and then you go onto my gallery and find the refined living room apartment, you can place it again. You have to place it like a room. And obviously it won't have that sunken space, but this is what it's supposed to look like in the bedroom. This is how it will actually place. And then they have this ensuite bathroom right here. Huge bathroom. Look at the view from this tub too. We've got like mountains out there, but I put a corner tub. Oh, this is broken too. See, this is just because the apartments are so glitchy. There's supposed to be a wall there. Same as right here. That's supposed to be a wall too. It's a pain to place apartments. This is like a constant problem. But that's kind of the whole right side of the house. And over here on the far side, we also have a little hallway right here with another bathroom. And then this is the office that I was telling you about before. I put a lot of clutter in these bookshelves again. And then this is the gym. So we have a treadmill, the TV, we've got those yoga mats for them, and then of course we have the sauna. But that is the entire apartment. So hopefully you enjoyed this one. I'm really sorry about how weird it is to place. I also had to make it so that all of these things don't count as rooms. So technically it's not a room, and if you want it to be a room, you have to build it back. But again, Sims 4, it's weird. And with that, I think I'm gonna stop this video right here. If you wanna watch me do a review of the kit, I will link that down below like I said. And if you're planning on buying this kit, I would highly encourage you to use code PierreSim at checkout. He won't earn a commission on the sales of his kit unless you use his creator code. So it's a free and easy way for you to support him after all of the hard work he put into making this amazing kit for us. Also, I'm not sure when I'm gonna post this because it's possible that they're gonna announce The Sims 1 and The Sims 2 being re-released today. So I might post that instead. But I will be playing those games on my Twitch stream this weekend. So if you wanna watch my Twitch streams, I'll link those down below too. I have never played The Sims 1 in my entire life, never played it. So I am really excited to maybe play it for the first time. Stay tuned, and I'm gonna catch you all tomorrow, okay? Bye, everybody. Also, if you ever saw any weird movement out of the corner of the face cam, my cat has been sitting on her little cat tree. So I'm sorry if that has been distracting.